this is the second video. So we're going to start doing some building today. So we've got a frame all the way outside these posts, essentially for the floor plan. So really I need to start off that little post over there, because that's going to be the lowest post. So really I need to measure from that over to here, but I want to overlap as well, so I've got to add 4 inches on. So I'm terrible, I use inches or centimetres, depends what's closest really. But where's that? That's right at the bottom, isn't it? So it's 135.5 inches. So I'm going to say 139.5. But I'm actually going to add a little bit extra onto that. I'm actually going to put it up to 145 inches. So we'll cut it there, because I need a bit overhanging at the other side, because one of the posts isn't quite in the right place. So I'm going to overhang it a bit. I say I'm no grounds worker or anything, so I'll get by though. Right. So got our 2x4 here. So we've got a whole bunch of logs here that I'm going to keep, make something out of them at some point, I guess. That's what I cut off of the stump. Don't know what I'm going to make out of them. Make a little chopping board or something, or little serving boards for cheeses or something like that. So that's what I'll do in due time. Right, just going to measure our first one. Now, £145 inches. Square it up. Use me trusty old little special saw. Oopsie. Right, so that should be big enough to fit along the front there. So borrowing a nail gun to do this with as well, because it's what you use for a man cave. So I might as well use it for this. And try not to break it. I only need 45mm sticking out this side, which is not quite 2 inches, but it's close enough. So about there should be perfect. So we're literally just going to lift this up a little bit, so I don't want it quite on the ground. I'll just jam a nail through it for now, just one. If I unlock it. That's one nail in. So just get this up so it's even. So I'm going to say there is good. Cool. Quite tough, these posts with the old bitumen paint on it. It's not quite firing the nails all the way through, or I've got it on the wrong setting. Ah, yeah. Put the gun on the wrong setting, so it's not firing the nails all the way in. So you see, that's right, I'll get a hammer and bash that in. Not an issue. Right, we'll fire another one through. Still level. That's better. Fire 2 in it. Fire 2 in this one. And then we'll jam another one through there. Right. So that's the first bit of the floor laid. Next I'm going to do that bit down the back there. So we'll measure that. A good old trusty Wix hammer. Just give them all an extra hit in, just to make sure they're all in well enough. Yeah, looks like we're pretty level there. Happy with that. I'm going to stick an extra nail in each one though. Right, now we need to measure from there all the way down to the bottom. This one's going to be the longest singular run. We've got 443 centimetres. Luckily these are all 5 metre lengths, I think. Yeah. Square that off. Move that bit up there, because that'll be handy at some other point. Right. Okay. That's perfect. So we've got to try and jam a few nails in here now. I ain't got a lot of room. One in. I'm hoping it doesn't come up too far. Might be a bit short on that post, but that's alright. We can live with that. That's not too bad. Didn't quite get through. She's in. Right. That one's actually a little far away. So I'll show you. So these things happen. I can counteract that. I can shove an extra bit of wood in there or something. We'll figure it out. All the way around the outside, and then we'll put bits across all the way up. So that's the plan anyway. So this one's going to be a bit of a weird one because it's going to come out this way. So I don't know what's best for this one. maybe a case of measuring it to about, so that one's going to come past like that. So if we measure this up to 80 centimetres, then I should be able to trim the edge off to whatever I need for this one to then tie into it, because obviously it's going at an angle, this one. So I'll do, I'll line that one up with that. I'll stick one nail in for now. Like that. And then that should be enough to leave it dangling for now. That's the height. That's not too bad. So what I might need to do is cut this one at an angle. This is where it's all thinking, you see. So as you can see, that's alright. And we've got a gap there, but then obviously the other one's going to run down like that. Tie this one, so I might. Trim that one off at that angle. So we'll try and cut that one like that, and then that way when that one comes down I'll be able to fire it straight into the end of that, and then it'll hold this one nice and tight then. But there's not going to be a lot of weight on this end anyway, so. But then there'll be another post this side of it as well, so it'll all be really strong anyway, the floor. Right, let's crack on. Right, so I've cut that off at an angle. I did have a nail going through it, so I had to sort of cut down, then down up the front, around the back, and then on the bottom, bash off with a hammer, smash the nail in. So now we're going to measure from there to that little post up there. And then we'll get that one in. This one's going to be, obviously when that's come down, it's not going to be flush, so I'll cut it off so it's flush. But yeah, just use the old handsaw, does a job wonders. There's the bits I cut off. So alright, let's cut this bit off. Cut it off, measure it. If I know where my tape measure is. Alright, so I'm going to need to measure this one slightly longer, because reasons, but I'm getting 339 centimetres. That'll probably do it. We'll go to 340, just to be sure. Right. Oh. I'm gonna do it. Put that up there for now. I'm gonna fire a nail in here. Like so. And oh, we're out of nails. Rubbish. So that's that one in. This one's lined up a bit better. This one was a little bit out. We can live with that. Okay. A similar angle to that. So it's up there. So we'll cut it off about there if we can. And hopefully that will butt up to there then. Bit of a faff, but needs must. Because I'm not very good at setting posts apparently. There we go. So hopefully that'll butt up there and slide in there. But I'm gonna need to cut a bit off of this one as well then. So where are we looking? Be sensible about this, John. Well, that's not going to work, is it? Because it's an angle. Let's do the old look test. Right. Right, that's not very level, that one, but yeah, everything else is level. See, that's level, and that's level. Everything's level all the way around, so theoretically, because that's meeting there and there, that should be level, but it's not. I don't understand. Must have lost it somewhere. It's not put much, I don't think. Ah, you bugger. That'll do for now. Alright, so I did bugger up. So I've had to reset quite a few of the posts. So what happened was this post there actually had a bit of a slope in it. So of course that one was level, that was level. And by the time I come to this one, that one was at quite an angle. But some of these posts are actually set a bit too low, but that's okay. It's not really a big issue. So yeah, a couple of them are a bit low, but by the time I've done all the beams and that, it should all pull in nice and tight anyway. Nice and solid, but it is now level all the way around. So I'll show you. So obviously the first one we set, which is the most important one. Level on that. We are now level on this. So I literally had to crack them all with a hammer all the way around to pop all the nails out. This one's a bit hard to measure because it's touching the others. There we go, it's level. That one. Now level-ish. Good enough. that one's now level. So yeah, we are now done. Just got to chop that little bit off on the end there, so I'll just get the saw and do that. And then we're ready to do the bits that go across. So we're going to literally do one here, one either side of them posts, one either side of them, and then I'm going to measure about 400 mils between each one, so I'll put across after that for, well, just reasons. That's what we normally do. I think it was 400, or was it 600? No, it's 400. The walls were 600. Yeah, yeah. So we'll do all that in a bit. Right. So as you can see, I've got the next joist in. So we're just shooting some nails for it. 3 in each post, make it nice and sturdy. And what we'll do, and then there we'll shoot 2 for the end. Ooh. Just like that. And then I didn't actually check to see if it was level, because I just levelled it off with the post either side, so it should be level. Look at that, bang on. So because this bit goes off at a slight angle, we've got to just trim this off at an angle. So I've just done it by eye, because that's how I roll. I really need to get a new saw. This one's rubbish. There we go. Get it at the rough height. We'll get her bashed in. Like so. That. That's roughly where we want it. Pretty level on that. So I'll shoot a couple of nails in here. Shoot 2 through the end. Do the same on the other side. So that's the next one in. 1 on the other side. Yeah, and so on and so forth. Right, so this is where we got so far. So I've cut down those big posts, so everything's all level now. I've just got to mark out where the posts that are going across in between these posts are going. So I'm going to mark them out at 400 mil each, and then I've got to do one at 2440 mil, because that's where the 8 foot sheets are going to be. So the sheets are 4 foot by 8 foot, so I've got to do a mark at 8 foot and then figure out where they're all going to go in between. So I'll do that now. So I'm going to do the sheets right to the edge on this one. I didn't do it on the man cave, I've done it slightly different, but this one I'm going to go down there, and the 8 foot mark I'm going to put 8 foot. So what we want to do from there, so we want to mark out, I mean we've got 400 there, but we don't really want that because we've got one there, so we need to mark out 400 from there really, and 400 from that one. So get off. So I really want to go from there. We'll do 400 or 600, I can't remember. 400, 8, 12. So that's where the floor joists are going to be. So we've got one there, one there, one there, so that's 3. Don't really need one in here. I'm going to put another one here actually, just for this is going to be the biggest expanse of flooring, I guess, this bit, so need to be there. That's the 8 foot mark, so we're going to put another one there. There isn't going to be another 8 foot, is there? Because yeah. Let's mark it out. Let's have a look. No. So I'm going to mark from there. 40, 80. So now we've got to do the same down the other side, but it's going to be a bit more tricky because it's on a curve. So roughly from there, 40. And 80. I'll do that one. I think I've done that one 90, didn't I? No, 110 from there. No, I want it there, don't we? So we'll do a 90 mark from that. This will all make sense when the flooring goes down. Right, I need to find out where the 8 foot's going to be. It's going to be about here. So, alright, 8 foot. Right, I'll show you what I've done. So, put a mark here, which is roughly 400mm from the centre of this post. That's another 40, that's another 40. And then we got these. So this is the 8 foot mark. This is where, because I'm going to use OSB for the floor, 18mm. So an 8 foot sheet will run from the end there right up to that mark. So I need to make sure I've got a post that runs central to that mark, because then that's where the sheets will line up. So obviously you don't get any flex at the edge of the sheets. That's measurement's a little off. I mean, it should be about there, but it's a bit too close to that one, so I've just moved it over slightly. Not going to matter too much. And then again, 400mm from there. That's 400mm from there. So that's roughly. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more joists to put across, and then I'll do noggins in between, and that'll make the floor nice and solid. Get in there. Calm down, pigeon. No, this one has to be pretty bang on. That's flexible. Get him out. It's enough for one day. Right. That's as far as we've got so far. So I've got to pack it in for the day because it's 5:30 and I've got to get ready for Colin's birthday. It's my boss's dad. He's 70 now, so he's got a big old party going on, but this is as far as we've got with the floor. So I'm going to put noggins in, so I'll probably put 1 in there, 2 in there, 2 in there, and then so on and so forth. Just to tie them all in, makes the floor a hell of a lot more sturdy. It's all pretty sturdy anyway. Just when you get these longer ones it gets a bit bouncy. But yeah, we're good. So that's enough for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Right, today is noggin day. Gonna be putting in our noggins. So bits are going across like that in certain places to strengthen the floor up. So got the ruler out. We're gonna put 3 in this bit, that bit, that bit, that bit. And then when it starts getting shorter, we're just gonna put 2 in. And maybe on the last little bit we'll only need the 1. So yep, cut up loads of bits like this. They're all relatively the same size, but yep, so we're going to go stick all these in and it'll stiffen the floor up quite a bit. So I'm just going to measure out where I need to put all 3 of them. Once I've got the first 3 measured up, I don't need to measure the rest because you just alternate them like that. So that one to go there, that one to go there. Then you just offset them like that the whole way down. The only trouble is trying to nail through this side. I might be able to get 1 in properly. So we'll go to the middle of our mark. Probably best if I mark them out in the same place, wouldn't it? So 34, 68, 102. That should be all the marking I'll have to do for this. That'll do. Fire one through this way as well. Should do it. So they don't need to be exact, they're just there to do a job. So instead of making a post flex that much, just brings a lot of rigidity into it. There we go, so that's the idea of noggins. So by the time I've got them all the way across, it'll make the floor, well, it just won't flex anywhere near as much, and then by the time I've got the sheets on, it'll be solid as anything. So yeah, I'll crack on and get that done. So as you can see, there's still a little bit of flex on the floor, but it's always going to be because it's wood. But it takes a lot of the flex out. Yeah. So that's as far as I can get really until I buy some OSB sheets, which I'm going to get 18mm for the floor, nice and thick, and then we'll get that down, and then I can build the walls. So yeah, until next week, I guess. Right, okay, so here we are about a week later, and I've acquired all the woodwork I need, or near enough all of it. So next thing I'm going to do, put the sheets down on the ground, screw them in, and well, see how out of squareness we are. Because I know it's not going to be square, so I've got full sheets of 18mm OSB, which I'm going to use for the floor to make it nice and firm. What I'm going to do, I'm going to square it up with the front edge. So these are 4 foot by 8 foot sheets, or 244mm by 122 or something like that. So if you're that way inclined. So yeah, so as we can see, got it nice and square along the front here, but if you go down the edge you can see how much it comes out from the framework. So we're gonna have to, because I want to keep this one square because I need it to sit on this joist here so I can screw it in, make it sturdy. So I'm gonna get one of these 2x4s, run it along there, draw a line across, and then cut that bit off. No big issue, but first we'll screw it down. Right, so we're going to run a whole bunch of screws down through it. Eh? Finished it ages ago. Bye. Just going to run 4 screws through each run. Now what I'd done in the man cave was I'd put adhesive along the joins, because then that way it stops any squeaks on the floorboards, but because this is just going to be a normal shed, I'm not going to bother. So one out. I think it's difficult to see where they are now. Kind of a guessing game where screws are going to go. I think that one might have missed. Yeah, it did. That's alright. Don't mind a couple holes in the floor. That's better. What I should do really. So I'll get me level, put it about there, line up where I put the screws. Now I know where to put my screws. So we'll butt the next sheet up, like so. There's going to be a little off on the front apparently, just fine. We have to trim it up slightly. We'll trim it up slightly, it's only a little bit we've got to take off. So it's nice and flush there. Go back a little bit more. There you go, so it's nice and flush there. But then goes under probably what? Not even a centimetre, probably about 8mm. So yeah, we'll just run a line across there, run the saw across it, but we'll probably wait until we got this sheet on, then do it all in one go. Same with that. I'll run another sheet down there. It's not going to be completely in line with that one because I'll move it over. Then we'll mark it up and cut that sheet down the size as well. So I'll screw this one in, and I'll see you when we come in to do the sheet behind it. Alright, so what we're going to do now is just run this sheet. Hopefully there's room to put it on. So I'll get it as flush with that one as possible. Cool, it does taper in quite a bit. That's right. So I'll run that corner flush, and then what we'll do again is we'll mark this sheet out where we need to, and yeah, tell you what, I'll mark this one first and then I'll put that sheet on, because that'll be a lot easier to do it that way. So what I'm going to do is grab one of my 2x4s. I'll run that with a corner there, so it's flush with the beam underneath. This one's got quite a bow in it. Let's do it that way. Lay it down and do it. I'll just have to be careful and make sure I don't move the 2x4. So run that in line, draw a line down it. Move that out of the way. And then, as you can see, probably not, run a line all the way down so we know where the beam's going to be, so we can saw that off later. No issue. We'll run that right up the corner, and then we'll start screwing this one in. I've knocked the camera off. Come on, sit right, won't you? So theoretically, I mean, there is a bit of a bow in this as well, but we can live with that. Everything I build's rustic. This is why I build everything as I go, because otherwise, if I try and do everything measured, it never works for me. Because stuff just don't fit. Because I'm not a builder. So run a line along that. Probably can't see it. Yep. So that's the corner. Run across that, and then that goes up along there. So what we'll do is we'll get the saw out, we'll cut up that. Oh, we'll cut off that bit as well. Okay, so we cut that all around now. It runs nicely along the floor joists, so pretty much flush enough anyway. Runs right up to the edge here, so now I know where to screw it down, and this bit here. So yeah, we're gonna have to pre-cut these next two to get them in the right place, so because I ain't got enough room to lay the sheet down. So we're going to have to roughly measure where it's going to be. So I'll measure the length from there to there, and then it's going to come out a bit further than that. It might actually come right up to the edge there. So I'm going to have to cut a little bit off. So we'll figure that one out in a bit. And then same with this one, we're going to have to cut a bit off to be able to squeeze it in. But first, I'm going to screw that sheet in. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I've got the next sheet down on here. I'm going to measure from there to there, which is about a foot. So if I do 13 centimetres, inches even, 13 inches. So we mark that there. And then on this beam we'll mark 30 inches. So this beam here, we'll do 30 inches. This is there. So we join them up. Now we'll mark this one. Actually, going to be about the same, 30 inches, 30 inches. And then we'll mark the end here, because this is a long run, this one. Which we'll mark out at, we'll do 45 inches. So I'll mark here and do 45 inches. And then what we'll do, let's get a bit of 2x4 again. Even though it's not the squarest bit of wood, actually, what we'll do, so I'll use a bit of the OSB that I cut off. So it'll be roughly the right length. So I'll put that there. At least I know it's a flat edge as well. And then where do I mark it there? So I'll mark from there to there. Like that. Means you have to cut twice, but that's fine by me. So if I cut out that rough shape, then that should fit on there somewhat, and then I'll be able to mark it up a bit more accurately after that. So we'll get it cut and get it fitted. So we cut the rough shape, so slide it in, hope it all fits, because if it don't, then I've just wasted a piece of OSB. So I'll run it flush with the other piece on the front here, and I'll have a look. Looks like we're all good. So I'm going to get a couple of screws in just to hold it in place, and then we'll the problem is this stuff splinters like crazy when you saw it. It gets all in your trainers and you end up with bits of it in your feet. It's rather uncomfortable. So yeah. And we'll mark off the next bit. So now we can whack some screws in there, get that one in, and cut the last piece out. Right, remember the old adage, measure twice, cut once? Well, for me, it's measure 3 times, cut 7, bugger it up, use a different bit of board, and then make do and mend. So I buggered up here. So there's a board that comes out here to there, it's got a cut down, and then there's a little bit here to patch in. Because when I measured from there to there, it was 53. But I was looking upside down and read 35. So he only came up to there. So I managed to salvage a bit of off cut and used it to fill in the gap. But floor is all done. That's it. Nice and solid. That's what we like. I don't even know if the mic's on. Yeah, mic's on. Yeah, so let's just get it in frame. So there you go. And that's the floor done, all finished. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. Like, share, subscribe and all that good stuff. So next job is to start doing the walls, and then I might pretty up the edges there as well to match in with the walls when the walls go up. So yeah, here's all the wood we got. All of that, load of batten, and then all that feather edging. So yeah, right, see you next time.